When an 18th century ship sails up the Thames these days, nobody is likely to think it's the real thing, even though it might almost have deceived the gentleman who sailed with Captain Bligh. But it's not always so easy to spot an imitation in everyday life, and today the world is full of imitations. This girl, in a £1,000 ocelot coat, is starting off a fashion show with a difference. Almost everything in it isn't what it seems to be. This coat, for instance, isn't ocelot, but dyed lamb, while this one is made of rayon fur fabric and costs about £20. Here's a Persian lamb coat worth hundreds. And here's a fur fabric copy selling for £35. Even the bag and shoes are not what they seem. No crocodile ever wore those skins. They're embossed leather. Man-made fibres come in many guises, like this warm-looking woolen dress, which is really terylene. Or this gay, cool, permanently pleated cotton. That's terylene too. Linen? No, rayon, looking just like it. Silk chiffon, one of the most glamorous materials. Only this dress isn't silk, it's nylon. Even those amethysts aren't genuine. Like so many women today, this girl's wearing artificial jewellery, designed to look like the real thing, and made from imitations like these. This collar with its wonderfully matched stones would cost at least £20,000 if it were really made of sapphires and diamonds. But it's paste, and it costs about £8. It often takes an expert to tell the difference between a good imitation and the real thing. Few people can afford to buy great paintings. They have to be content with seeing them in art galleries. But here's a Renoir which costs about £12 including the frame. A copy, of course, but a clever one. It's a print treated to make it look like an oil painting. After the print has been stuck to canvas, it's passed between boards through heavy rollers. Now it assumes the texture of the canvas. These reproductions are seldom made the actual size of the original, so as to prevent any possible confusion to people without expert knowledge. In the studio, young artists are preparing to make the print come alive. First, it's coated with shellac. Then brush strokes are put on with a special substance which becomes transparent when it dries. Finally, a coat of varnish is put on. It was this woman who invented the process 10 years ago. Great pictures of many periods are reproduced here. Da Vinci, Van Gogh, Toulouse-Lautrec, Degas, Constable, Canaletto. Or, if you prefer it, a modern still life. This is an imitation in more ways than one. Beautiful, aren't they? But all these flowers are made of plastic. All? Well, perhaps not quite. One of these vases is full of real flowers, but unless you can smell them, you can hardly tell which is which. More and more today, especially in centrally heated houses, hotels and offices, plastic flower arrangements are replacing real flowers. Many are hired from firms like this, one of half a dozen major suppliers in London alone, which changes the flower arrangements regularly. This firm never sends the same arrangement out twice, and every flower and leaf is cleaned in a giant washing machine each time it's used. And many thousands are used each year. Flowers are arranged to suit the setting to which they're going. Today, most plastic flowers are imported from Italy and Hong Kong, from Spain, France and Portugal. Very much in fashion is reproduction furniture of different periods, looking very like the real thing, but in these days, made mostly by machine. Even this ornamental carving for a piece of Jacobean furniture is made on the production line, though when it comes to the cabriole legs of a Regency table, the craftsman still has the last word. Here at this Brighton factory, thousands of pieces of Jacobean and Regency-style furniture have been turned out over the last 12 years. And for about £250, you can buy a dining room suite like this, while the real thing, if you could find it, would have cost thousands. Even in the bathroom, you can get surprises. That's not marble, it's laminated plastic. And when it comes to teeth, well, ever thought of going to see what this year's models look like? Here perhaps is imitation at its most successful. No teething troubles here. This is how it starts. Plastic paste in a mixer. When the plastic has reached the right consistency, it goes into tubes. 9 out of 10 of all artificial teeth in Britain today are plastic. The rest are porcelain. When the plastic is set, they get busy with a bacon slicer. The first false teeth were made in ancient Egypt about 4,000 years ago and were carved out of bone. Now the plastic material goes into molds, which are hardened in little cookers. To make them look natural, all front teeth are made of 2 colors blended together. This factory, one of the largest in Britain, makes teeth in more than 100 different shades. When the teeth are cooled, they are taken out of the plastic mounts. Then they're counted. And to give them a nice, healthy shine, into the vibrating machine. The girls who grade the teeth must be experts, for there are more than 400 shapes of teeth to suit every kind of mouth. These are the hands of another expert. This dental craftsman has been making sets of dentures for 40 years. But the first complete set of false teeth was made in the early 18th century by a French dentist. Later, bone teeth were replaced by ivory. When all the teeth have been fitted into the dentures, 28 of them in a full set, they are packed in plaster of Paris and given yet another oven roast. Every year, more than 1.5 million people get new artificial teeth under Britain's National Health Service. These are imitations we can't do without. Many other imitations are bought only because people could never afford the real thing, or because they want to impress their friends. There'll always be a market for them. Imitation, they say, is the sincerest form of flattery. But do we really need so much flattery?